stuff around here. This is not mine. A friend of mine called me with an issue, and I told him I would take a look at it as long as I have, you know, it's on my own time, as obviously I have too much going on right now probably. He towed this up here. It is spins, cranks, but does not start. The battery was dead when I got it, so we're gonna charge the battery first and then try to crank it and see what happens. And then we're gonna go from there, from diagnosing it. It is the 5.7 TBI. It's a 92 GMC. The cool thing is, it's a manual two-door Yukon, which you didn't see many of, or at least I don't remember seeing many two-door with the manual. Anyway, this thing is super clean. He just had it repainted and got it back about a week ago and was driving it, and it just shut off on him going down the road. So we're going to take a look at it and try to figure out what the deal is with it. We have 261 miles on the clock, so we'll see what this entails when we have time. I figured y'all would enjoy it, as it's a pretty clean car. I definitely wanted one of these when I was younger, when they came out. I think this was every parking lot's dream in the 90s. Just a good looking truck for what it is. But again, fresh out of the paint shop. Now we just got to get it mechanically right. So we're going to take a look at it in our spare time, and I'll tune y'all in as we go. All right, we are in the shop working kind of late. It's less hot now. I am not wiring my wagon right now. We're taking a look at this 92 Chevrolet, well, GMC Yukon. I finally charged the battery up, threw it back in, and fixing to start it over and see what it does. I do not hear a fuel pump prime. No start either. So we have an issue with the fuel pump. Most likely it's going to be that fuel pump relay or wiring in the back. So we're going to take a look at a couple things and see what it could be. Fuel pump relay obviously is the easiest to get to, and we're going to sort it out from there. So usually some of these grounds go bad. That ground looks okay. Probably clean up around that one a little bit. And it appears, let me get a better light over here. It appears that that ground has been repaired. Usually that's one of the ones that rots away and causes issues. This car did come from Florida, and it's kind of lived all over around some salt, so no surprise there. Somebody's fixed that before, but left the terminal sitting there. I'm not gonna say it's a good ground, but at least it's not anything obvious. We'll move over here. It looks like somebody's installed a trailer hitch adapter. Probably didn't make sure they didn't tap into anything they shouldn't have. Move my light. That is the skid plate that goes over the tank. I don't think there's much fuel in here anyway, but obviously I didn't hear the pump come on either. So probably the cheapest option is going to be to test this fuel pump relay up front, and then if that's still good, then we'll drop the tank and see if the fuel pump's bad. So I think that's what we're going to do now. All right, what we're checking here is we were checking to see if we have fire coming off the ignition coil wire going to cylinder number 2, and if there is getting any spark, then you'll see a little white flash right here, which you're not going to, unfortunately. So that was one test I did real quick to see if we're getting spark through the distributor. And this test is to see if we're getting spark from the actual coil to the distributor. And as you can see, the light is unfortunately not lighting up. So that tells me all I need to know. All right, so after working on this Yukon, by working on, I mean just diagging why I don't have fuel or spark or nozzle spray, it's pretty obvious that something in the distributor, which I think it's the magnetic plate, the pickup anyway, magnetic coil, but that is going to be the cause. I could just swap that out, but I'd have to pull the distributor anyway to do that, and judging by how much corrosion is on this car, I just went ahead and ordered a distributor. So I'm waiting on distributor to come in. We're going to go ahead and do distributor, make sure the car gets back running, which it should. And then we're going to go ahead and do plugs, wires, coil, and spark plugs. I ordered all Delco stuff except for the distributor. I went with a different company because some of the Delco stuff has just not been the same as it used to be quality wise. But anyway, we're going to get those parts back on, get the car back running, test drive it, and then we're going to swap to different spark plugs, different wires, and a new coil. And then we are going to see what else the customer would like to do. He talked about fixing up the underhood, making it look a little cleaner. I've got a few ideas we're going to run by once we get the thing running. But I told him, let's get it running first, back operational, then we'll go through it. So just waiting on parts. So as soon as parts get here, we'll install them. All right, we got some parts in yesterday, so we are back working on, not the Plymouth, this Yukon. So as you can see over here, obviously the throttle body could use a little cleaning, which we're gonna do, but they don't look too good in there. So I think I'm spot on with the distributor guess. Well, not a guess. I think I'm spot on with the distributor. We're gonna get this changed out and then go ahead and put the new plugs on and new wires on, a new coil in while we're in here. We took the old coil already out. Was running apparently, but we're not gonna, it's pretty nasty looking. So we're gonna replace it, no big deal. And then we're gonna get new distributor in, see if it fires over, and then we're gonna get the everything squared away under this hood, cleaned up. All right, we have the old distributor out. As you can see, it had a little bit of an oil leak somewhere on the gasket anyway, so this will help with that. And you see how corroded, just built up all that is. There's also, now that I got a closer look at it, see if I can get this thing to focus. There's some cracks in the wires right there, which was probably arcing and not picking up well off this piece. So I'm happy we're just replacing it, the whole thing, instead of trying to mend other parts. Anyways, we're gonna get the new one stabbed in. Gears look okay and everything looks okay down here. So we're gonna get the new one stabbed in and put all these new parts on and pop her over and see what happens. All right, there's the side-by-side comparison. You can see all the corrosion and just nastiness versus clean. New clean. But anyway, just wanted to show y'all what the difference looks like. And we'll get it installed now. All right, new distributor is in. All right, there's the fuel pump cut on. Hey, we are in business. That's what I like to see. We are officially running. So we are back running, and now that it's running, we can change the plugs and the wires. I left everything alone just to make sure this was gonna run first. We went ahead and put the new coil on while we were in there, but other than that, it's just new distributor, new coil, and she fired right up. So as you can see, valve covers could probably use a little attention, and we're gonna clean this thing up now, make it look real nice for the customer, and get it back to him, and hopefully he gets to enjoy it for many more years to come. All right, now that we are back running, we're gonna go ahead and give this thing a tune-up. We've already done the distributor, which was the reason for this thing not running correctly. The magnetic pickup was clearly not getting the signal. While that was in there, I went ahead and replaced the oil switch because I did notice a bunch of oil that was dripping. So just preventative, it's $20. I'd rather eat that cost or figure it out than have an oil drip. And also that switch can also keep it from running. There's several little tricky things on this TBI that can keep it from running, but oil switch is one, fuel pump relay is one, and then the distributor pickup is another. So these are the spark plugs, new on your left versus obviously the old right ones. The old right ones didn't look terrible, but as you can see, there's a lot of corrosion on the outside, and the tops have seen a little bit better days up there. So we're just gonna go ahead and switch those. again, not terrible, just the corrosion concerned me that it had been done a long time. So while we're in here, we're gonna go ahead and tune this thing up and make it run correctly and right. And yeah, we're gonna knock this out, and then we're gonna knock the wires out. The wires I also did not do. I didn't want to switch too many things until we got it back running. So we'll switch those out and get this thing all cleaned up. All right, for now, this part is done. We have all new wires, all new plugs, new distributor, and a new oil pressure sending unit or switch, whatever you want to call it. Does it need some more work? Yep, it could use some new work. As I'm rerouting this because I forgot about it. That's plugged back up. We're good. I think he's wanting me to make it clean and nice under the hood. I'm still waiting to hear back, but for now, this part is done, so we can move on to other things. One of those side projects that got towed in, and hey, not a bad thing. Keeps me on my toes, having to diag and do some other stuff. So that's all for this video. Stay by. If part 2 happens, you'll get to see everything nice and tidy under here.